I was out at night in Sweden and I started to listen to like this gangster rap songs, like absolute gangster music where they talk about shooting people and everything. And I felt like I had a very hostile energy. I just had a very bad day overall. And when I'm walking home, I see this guy walking towards me, and he just walks right towards me in the night wearing a hoodie, like put his hand in his pocket. I'm like, oh, this is kind of bad. Like I might get robbed or stabbed or something. So I immediately like had awareness that I'm in an extremely hostile state right now. So I changed the song and I started listening to like some happy song. And immediately when I did that, he moved to the other street and he just walked the other way. I don't know if he would have stabbed me or like if that was gonna happen, but it felt like it, and my intuition is usually right. And another thing is like when you have this energy, you become like almost like a celebrity. So when I lived in Budapest, I did Muay Thai with my friends, and I am awful at like fighting sports and like body coordination, like absolutely horrendous. So we did the Muay Thai and they're like crushing it. I'm doing the best I can, but it's not like going incredible and stuff. But since I had such a cheerful attitude and a happy energy, the entire place loved me. So when I was sick next week, my friends said they're like always wondering where you are. Like, where are this guy? Like, where is he? But where's Patrik? They said. And like, why? Like, I'm not good at Muay Thai. Like, I am so bad at body coordination that people laugh at like my left kicks. The same thing, I'm very bad at like sales and stuff, but what I got really, really good at is like meditation and like studying like the psychology, the mind, and like awareness overall. So I became very, very good at like energy shifting and just generally living in bliss, because that is possible, even though I was completely depressed before and burned out. And the power of self-awareness is it's your path to inner peace. And without it, you can't live a fulfilled life. Like it damages relationships and creates unnecessary suffering. Without awareness, you are nothing but a leaf in the wind. Genesis. So I want to ask you all this. You can write in the chat, or if someone cuts you in traffic, who is in charge of your mood? Is it the guy or is it the reaction that ruins your mood? Who do you think it is? Is it the guy that cuts through the traffic?
Your reaction.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. And it really is like this in all areas of life. Like if you miss the bus, are you gonna let that ruin your entire day? Or are you gonna like let someone's comment about you ruin your day? So for example, you have to realize that once you understand this, that here everything is based on you. You get complete liberation. So, for example, like when I was going to work, the train was like frozen in traffic. Like we have this thing in Sweden called SL, which usually never works. And you could see like the panic in people, like when we're gonna get late to work, like the absolute panic, the stress and everything. And I'm like, there's nothing I can do about this right now. Like, I'm stuck in the train. I'm gonna be late. I'm just gonna text my boss and say I'm gonna be late. There's no point stressing about it. There's no point being angry about it because that's just gonna ruin my day. But you could see that everyone in the train were like, oh, this is hard. Like, the stress, they started sweating and stuff. So this is something to really think about. As I said, you get once you take total responsibility, which is hard, you also get total liberation. Like you have to take full responsibility for every reaction you have, for every single thing. Even if someone is an asshole and says something mean to you, if you take that to heart and you just, oh, he told me I'm an asshole, so obviously I'm an asshole. He told me I'm ugly, so obviously I'm ugly. Then you will be a slave to the circumstances of the world. You'll be a slave to the outside environment. And one thing that really suffers from lack of awareness is relationships. So without self-awareness, our relationship will deteriorate in subtle and obvious ways. Like we might lash out when triggered, we don't understand the true source of our reactions, and the people we care about usually guess our unconscious patterns. And we start taking for granted the very people who matter most to us, and starting to fail to appreciate their presence and contributions to our lives. So, for example, if you have like a bad day at work and you have a girlfriend or wife, and you go home to her and you're just angry at her because you had a bad day at work, why? Like, it's completely pointless. Don't bring home the like anger you have. Like, as a man, like, it's kind of your job to be able to deal with your own emotions. Like, women have way more support for dealing with their feelings, and they are way more emotional as beings or feminine, like feminine energy. And that's just how it is. As men, we're taught to like not cry and stuff. And that is not true. But as a man, you're kind of like pure masculinity is like silence. It is like nothingness. It's just like witnessing your mind and witnessing your environment without reacting to it. And once you learn this, like you gain a lot of power. So, and this is really cool. Like you can do this test if you're in a relationship, like today. So if you have something that annoys you about your partner, and you just think about it all the time, she will do it more. Like when I had a girlfriend, she did, I don't remember what she did. She did something that really annoyed me, and I just started doing it more and more. Or maybe my reticular activation system started to notice it more and more. And I'm like, this is just getting annoying. So what did I do? I started being grateful for the things I loved about her. And like magic, she just started doing more of them. It's really cool. So that's just something you can try. And there's a lot of suffering caused by unconscious living. It's like the Greek story about Sisyphus or something, the man who was sentenced to push a boulder up a mountain just to have it fall over again. And like all suffering comes from craving, clinging, and aversion. And without like, if you live unconsciously, you would be very reactive to your emotions, and you would have a very big problem responding, like with thoughts, and like being making decisions would be harder, seeing situations clearly would be hard because it will be covered by your patterns, your ideas, your fears about what other people think about you. And you will even feel disconnected from you and even others. So the gateway to a new life is very simple. Like this class, as I said, is gonna be the most simple one. But you can't go do the other steps without this. Like awareness will always be the key to it all. And with awareness, an entirely new life becomes possible. I can do this. Uh, and you begin to experience life without constant burden of stress and reactivity. And the wonders of simply being alive become apparent in everyday moments. Like inner peace begins the moment you choose not to allow another person or event to control your emotions. That's what Pema Chodron said. But this choice only becomes possible when we cultivate awareness of our thoughts, feelings, and reactions. Because if you're not aware of what triggers you, how can you possibly not react to it? So curious, like why do you want to master awareness in this life? Like take a moment and just reflect, like what is it you want to, why is it you want to master awareness? And what do you think would change your life if you could respond rather than react? Yeah, you can write in the chat. I'm curious what you say.
I'm just gonna say it.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
okay.
Good. Yeah, it's all good.
Um, basically, I I know who I am, and I get triggered so much by my mom,
Yeah.
and it can feel really hard to remember who you are because you're constantly getting triggered by this this very low vibration person. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, be better at taking criticism, be a better listener. Absolutely. Rob, you have anything you want to share?
Mm, I don't know how to put it. Yeah. Like more equanimity, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, perfect. Cool. And the first step out of numbness and reigniting your spark is awareness. Like, if you want to live a fully experienced life, like full of magic and like states you're not even aware exist yet. Like, I'm talking pure bliss. Like, you do not know what is possible yet in this. Like, what I thought was possible in like joy and happiness before is not even close. Like, you can go into states of pure ecstasy with just existing once you start like meditating and you start training your mind. And awareness creates space between you and your thoughts. And this is probably the most crucial part because it's so easy to start identifying with your thoughts. So, like, if you have a thought that says, I don't deserve love, and you're like, I don't deserve love, how are you ever gonna find a partner? Like, if you say you don't just if you say you're ugly and you do not look good, you do not serve beautiful girlfriend, however are you gonna find a girlfriend? Like your subconscious will never allow you to have a girlfriend if you say those things to yourself. And you will always settle. And with awareness, you will get the freedom to choose your response rather than being driven by unconscious patterns. Another thing I really like, your thoughts are not your reality. Your thoughts are not true unless you believe them to be. And this is a very, very simple, but it's a very, very profound insight. And it's the foundation of emotional freedom. Like the untrained mind automatically accept negative thoughts like, I am not good enough, I am a failure as an absolute truth. And whenever you accept something as an absolute truth, then you will just be like, yeah, this is it. This is who I am. There's no way out. But the mindful approach out of this is saying, I'm having a thought that says I am not good enough. And it's a very, very simple little change, but it creates a crucial separation where your thoughts won't hold as much power over you, and you can truly start becoming like realizing that you are not your thoughts. And from this, like pure liberation starts coming. And realize this that your exhaustion, your like burnouts, your struggles in life comes from identifying with these thoughts rather than just observing them. It comes from having to always fight this uphill battle to go somewhere. Like if you have a goal and every part of your subconscious mind is no, you can't do this, like it's gonna take immense energy to even just start. But we're gonna talk a little bit about more the mind in a later class. And our programming leads us to focus on negative thoughts. Like you can receive 100 compliments from people, but you will focus on the one person who says something mean. One second. And this is a pattern that creates unnecessary suffering. And this is just something we're taught. Like media is fear-based. Like if you watch the news, it just here's the worst thing that happened today. Enjoy. Like it's not that news are bad, it's just that that's what drives views. And so fear drives views. So like I do not watch the news at all. And I suggest you do not either. Like if you truly want to change your entire inner world, just ignore negativity. Like I have zero clue what's going on in the world right now. And some might call me like, oh, that's bad because you don't see what's happening in the world. But I prefer that over like seeing everything bad that happens in the world. And everything affects you. Like even the music is super important. Like if you listen to negative songs, like at that night I listened to gangster rap and I think I almost got stabbed. Just imagine what that does to your energy. But we're going to talk a bit more about that as well later. This is not the class. And our emotional landscape is deeply personal. Like what brings peace to one person may create distress in another. So the goal isn't to feel only positive emotions. And this is something that some people say that, oh, you should always be happy. You should always be happy. But the goal is not to always be happy. The goal is to have a baseline as happy. Like, I am in bliss, like a lot of days, a lot of hours a day. But I have bad days, and that's okay. And I'm not gonna like lie and say I don't have a single bad day. Like, I have bad days. It happens. But you have to develop a healthy relationship with all of your emotions and feelings. So one person might feel at peace in sadness, while another feels at peace only in joy. And self-awareness helps you understand your unique emotional patterns. And this is something that's really crucial. Oh no. So we're just gonna do a little exercise here. Won't take that long. But I want you all to close your eyes for just a little bit. Just take a few deep breaths. And I want you to think of a recent event that made you furious or angry. And really notice, where do you feel it in your body? What sensations arise? Just really allow yourself to just feel that anger for a few more seconds, and then I want to know in the chat. Yes. Yeah, you can open your eyes now. So what happened when you focused on anger in your body? And what sensations arose? What thoughts arose? How did it feel? Anyone feel like sharing? Yeah, tightness. Yeah, yeah, can be hard to describe. And this is just from like a few seconds of me telling you to focus on something. So now I want you to close your eyes again. Just take a few deep breaths. And I want you to think of a memory that made you happy, that made you smile. Maybe your mom bought you an ice cream. Maybe it's your pet coming up to you, dog coming up to you, wagging the tail. Maybe it's your wife or someone you love saying, I love you and hugging you. Whatever it is, like, just allow yourself to feel that for a little bit. And notice what sensations arise. And where does this feel in the body? And how does this feel different from anger? Yeah, you can open your eyes now. Curious to know how this felt different, what you experienced. Yeah, lighter, uplifting, a warm, cozy feeling. Yeah. And what I really want you to recognize is this was me telling you to focus on a feeling for a few seconds. So do you understand the power you have in your life? But not being aware of this is what keeps you in pain, keeps you in suffering. And once you're gonna get a practice that's completely gonna change your life, it's just insane because whatever your baseline is now, I'm not sure what you think your baseline is. Maybe it's neutral, maybe it's a little bit positive, maybe it's a bit negative. But imagine if you could make this joy your baseline. I'm not saying you will always feel joy, but what if you could make this the way you wake up and the way you fall to sleep? And sometimes you will have bad days, but that's fine because life is awesome. And this is truly, truly possible. And it's not hard, or actually, it's not complicated. It might be a little bit hard, but it's not hard either. It takes dedication. That's a better word. I want to instill a belief that it's hard because it's not. It's a really simple practice. And another thing I want you to be aware of is the cost of being inauthentic. Like every time you try to act like something you're not, you damage your spirit, your self-image, and this disconnection from authenticity creates inner conflict and drains your energy. And you will just dig yourself down. You become less and less of yourself and more of, what is a good word? Zombie. Like you just live life on autopilot if you start like hiding your authentic self. And there's a research study that suggests that 60% of people lie in a 10-minute conversation. Like this statistic blows my mind. And these deceptions, even small ones, erode our sense of integrity and self-worth. And we tell ourselves that white lies don't truly exist. Each untruth distances us from our authentic self and diminishes our awareness. Like, I do not tell white lies. So, just to tell you how far I took this, like, I was at a party, and with like, it was years ago, and there was this girl who changed to her, like, New Year's Eve outfit, and there was a ton of girls there, and like, it didn't match at all. Like, I'm not like a female fashion consultant, but like, it was a weird match. And every girl was like, "Oh, you look fantastic! You look fantastic!" I'm like, "Your outfit do not match." Like, super honest. And she appreciated it. She changed the outfit and was super grateful. Like, being honest is such a rare quality in today's world, especially with social media. You see people post stuff like, "Oh, I bought my new Lamborghini," and it's just like, "Oh, flying in my private jet," but they actually just rented like this booth that looks like a private jet. And what this does to your self-image is devastating. Like, you create an entire image that says, "I have to prove myself to be worth something." And no one will, like, you start becoming so attached to that identity that seeks validation that you start, like, nobody on Instagram that follows you, unless you have like close friends there, give a shit about you. Like your followers do not care about you in a deep way. And you start believing that they only love you because of your persona instead of your real self. So this is just something to really, really think about, that being inauthentic hurts you. It hurts you way more than it hurts others. So I want you to live by this. This is not easy to live by. This is gonna take practice. But nothing to hide, nothing to prove. So be aware of what you try to prove when you are at work. Do you feel compelled to appear more knowledgeable, busier, or more dedicated than you actually are? Be aware of what you try to prove when you are with your friends. Are you presenting a curated version of yourself rather than showing up authentically? And also be aware of what you hide. What parts of yourself do you believe are unacceptable or unlovable? And these are precisely the areas that will need your awareness and compassion. So, just to talk a little bit about short example, is I had this crush at work when I worked at a storehouse at this like female coworker. She was super beautiful, and I was like just awkward and stuff because I'm like, "Oh, you should not hit on your coworkers," and stuff like that, which may or may not be true. Uh, but anyway, I met her at a bar like a year later, like completely randomly. And I had recently like learned about like vulnerability and just being authentic. And I'm like, yeah, I don't care what people think about me anymore. Like, it's up to them. Like, it doesn't matter. So she asked me like, how am I doing? And I said, oh, I am freaking incredible. Even though I'm broke as hell, I have a business that's not working. I have no idea what to do, but at least I'm having fun doing it. And she was like, almost like this anime eyes that just lit up, and we talked, and it was just a nice night. And it's just the power of being honest and vulnerable. Like, one of my old mentors said, like, being vulnerable about your insecurities to people is like gangster shit. Like, it's really, really bold. Like, you're not being vulnerable and crying. You're saying it, and you do not seek a reaction. You just say it because it's the truth. It's extremely magnetic for everyone. Like, the whole thing with the Muay Thai place. Like, I said, I have no clue how to like, I am just awful at coordination, but I'm really trying. And it was just so honest and so not like trying to show off that it was like magnetic. So yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, go ahead, Vega. I'm curious to hear. You can put your mic on.
So I went to a seminar yesterday, and they did like a live coaching. They broke me down to like my pain, and I I literally I can't explain it. I can just tell you what I did, but you won't be able to know the depth of it. But I thought everyone judged me and hated me and thought I was fucking gross and weird because I showed like I cried and the coach said show what that your inner child always needed, and I was like and like it was for 45 minutes. But then after the the seminar, everyone was giving me so much respect and props,
Yeah.
and multiple girls were giving me direct eye contact, which I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah.
Because I was expecting to be completely, um, an outcast because I went so much further than everyone else. I wasn't trying to, but I was trying to have a breakthrough,
Yeah.
and yeah, so it was gangster shit.
Yeah, and that's the fun thing. Like, if you did it to actually get a reaction or try to get like anything, it wouldn't work at all. Like, this is something I have tried like a lot. Like, the moment you want something, you will not get it because there's like an energy. Like, I know this spiritual teacher, like super, super, like famous spiritual teacher, like Barbara Brandon. She talks about energies, and she said like when someone is needs something from you like energetically, it almost like little dark tentacles come to grab you. And like it's hard to be around those people. Like I had friends like that before, and I'm like, no, I seriously can't be around you. You're just too negative. I'm sorry, but until you like stop being like complaining about everything, I will not be around you. I can help you get out of it, but unless you want to take the steps, nah. Yeah, the need for anything gets in the way of everything. And there's one practice that stands above all in developing awareness and creating a higher baseline. And this is something we will talk about soon. So, meditation is the road to your superpowers. And that is also the practice that will completely revolutionize your life. So, when I worked as a coach for my previous company, we noticed that by just have teaching our clients to meditate as well, like the results went up with like 150%. Like I'm not kidding. It's just insane. Because they get awareness of their own problems, they start to feeling like deeper, more profound states and get more clarity. So regular meditation practice actually unlocks abilities that kind of feel supernatural. Like you will have emotional regulation, even in like very hard, challenging situations. You will have clarity of thought when others are confused, deep compassion for yourself and others, heightened intuition and insight, and ability to remain centered amid chaos. So, I don't know if you've seen the movie Limitless, but I actually have a clip of it that I thought we could see. And finding your meditation practice. So, I have been meditating for consistently for about 12 years, and I have tried every single meditation you can think about. I tried Anapana, transcendental meditation, loving kindness, mindfulness, and like dynamic meditation. And there's truly one practice that really stands out. And it's and this is just an insane practice. So first of all, the true purpose of meditation is obviously mental clarity, declutter your brain and improve neural wiring, leading to clearer thinking and better decision making, inner peace, embodiment, awareness, and just a mind that becomes washed becomes humble. We have minds, we are not our minds. So this is me and a Buddhist nun who I lived with and learned from for, I don't know, 6 months or something. She was dying, so, or she was having cancer and stuff, so she taught me a lot. So I'm super respectful for her. And I did not come up with this meditation method. This is all her foundation. I do not take credit for this at all, but it's just a super powerful practice. So it's called TWIM meditation, TWIM practice, and it's very, very simple. So kind of like you did when you did the joy thing, your thing is gonna be you close your eyes. You don't have to do it now, but you close your eyes, you calm yourself down by just taking a few deep breaths, focusing on your breath for a bit. And then you like slowly, slowly start either visualizing like you did with the joy thing, like a really, really happy memory or like a dog or something or whatever it is. Or you can say the phrases, may I be happy. You can just do it in your mind, like, may I be happy, may I be loved, may I live at peace in this world, may I be healthy, and all of that. And this is kind of like the basis of the practice, like the thing you are doing. But what really, really stands out is this. So this is called the 6 R's. So whenever you're doing the meditation, you're gonna have like if you focus on love, you're gonna lose it. Like this is gonna happen. Like you cannot hold attention for something for like 15 minutes without losing it or having like any thoughts. So first, what you do is you recognize, again, awareness, that your attention has wandered from your meditation object. And you release it, you just let go of this distraction without judgment or frustration. You do not be like, oh, God damn it, why did I get distracted again? You just let go of it. And you relax your mind. Can I just imagine relaxing your head, like the inside of your skull? It might not make complete full sense, but just imagine you're doing it. And then you want to have like re-smile. So in this practice, you always want to have a little like Buddha smile, like because it's like retrains your mind to have give you more serotonin. Like there's actually been like for you that like scientific studies, there's actually been studies that showed serotonin increases. No, I mean this metta meditation increases serotonin, like legit studies. And serotonin is usually directly linked to like higher status in the animal kingdom and stuff, and you become like generally more happy. Like serotonin is the like real happy chemical. And this has been directly linked to it. And even there's a monk who got like the prize for being the happiest person in the world. All he did was do metta meditation, basically. So this is just how powerful this is. So anyway, then you go back to your meditation object. You just have gentle awareness and you repeat. You just so basically you just close your eyes when you do it and you focus on the meditation object, whether it's the may I be safe, may I be happy, may I be loved, may I live at peace, or it is the memory or the like visualization. You don't have to actually really see, like if you're not having problem visualizing, it's not needed at all. It's just it kind of just brings it out of you. It doesn't have to be a clear, vivid image or anything. Just allow that to like come out of you, and you just focus on that. And whenever you lose your attention, you be like, "Oh, I lost my attention. Never mind. Let me go back to my meditation object." You relax your mind, you re-smile, and you return. And you just continue this process. So in Buddhism, there are the four immeasurables, and the four Brahmaviharas in Sanskrit. So as I said, this practice is gonna focus on metta. Then there's karuna, mudita, and upekkha. Metta basically stands for loving kindness. And this is such a powerful, powerful thing. Like people will gravitate towards you when you are radiating like loving kindness. Like so I was at a bar with a friend and some people sat next to us. I was feeling super tired, so I didn't feel like talking. So I most basically just sat quietly. Like totally like the awkward person that people will be like, oh, he's weird. He doesn't talk. In like 10 minutes, they say, like, you have such an incredible energy. Like you're so fun to be around. And I'm like, I haven't said like more than a sentence. But like, yeah, yeah, but it's just your energy. So this is where you will go at start with this practice. You will go to metta. And if you want to go deeper, you can also go down to jhanas and stuff, but I don't want to make this course super complicated to go into the jhanas. But then there's also the other three Brahmaviharas is karuna, which is compassion, like very, very loving compassion. There's mudita, which is joy. Like now I'm talking like pure ecstasy. Like I have a very easy time to go into mudita, um, which is just bliss. Like it just was very easy for me. I had more problem going into upekkha. Joy has always just been very easy for me ever since I started meditating, even though I was completely depressed and like destroyed before. So it's just really, really incredible, this practice. Do you have any questions about this, by the way? This is a good place to take questions as this is a part of your homework.
I do have a question. What were you? What was your point on why people at the bar? I got a little confused. Why? According to you, why did people think you had amazing energy? What was the cause?
Yeah, it's the loving kindness meditation. You might be aware of it, Rob.
Also, even if you were tired,
Y-
you were still looping that, or just
Yeah,
habit.
yeah, I was just like, I have trained my mind. This is where I really want you to get to. Like, this is we're gonna talk about in the last class as well. But you can actually retrain your mind to like do this unconsciously. And that is obviously not gonna take a day. And this is loving kindness meditation, Rob. I'm not sure if you're aware of like the 6 R's, but the 6 R's just is a very nice way to retrain your focus. Does that help you with the answer? Perfect. Cool. Any other questions?
Can you do the Buddha smile again? Because I was looking away.
I'm
No,
always Buddha smiling.
like as if you're meditating though, because sometimes I'm like, am I doing it enough?
No, you don't have to do like anything serious. Like just have a slight smile on your lips. It's not complicated. Don't overcomplicate it. Cool.
Can you do it though?
No. So let's keep going. So troubleshooting for TWIM. So if you can't feel metta, loving kindness during your practice, you don't have to worry. This is completely normal at the beginning. And this metta, this immeasurable, might blossom this week. But if not, I can give you another exercise that like really starts to go deeper and allowing that to blossom later, which we'll talk about in a later class. So do not worry. Just even if you do not feel the meta, just do the practice. Even if you just feel the slightest tiny, tiny, tiny bit, it's better than like nothing. Even if you feel nothing, it's fine because you're still retraining your mind with like the 6 R's. So what's really important is you do like the recognize, release, relax, resmile, return, repeat steps as you do the meditation practice. And remember that like meditation is a skill that develops over time. It's not an immediate achievement. Like be patient and be gentle with yourself and be kind towards yourself because you're really taking a big step to like really changing your entire inner world. So I remember we had a client who like felt depressed and he was really, really struggling. And he had gone into therapy for like 2 years or something. And he hadn't had much results. We worked with him for a month, and his therapist said, like, whatever you're doing is working. Like, this is insane. Like, you're changing so much so fast. And like within a week, he told me, like, he messaged me on the text chat, like, I don't know what's going on. Like, I cried tears of joy today. I have never thought that was possible. So I really, really like don't want to skip out on this practice. Like, obviously, this is a 5 day challenge, so I'm not gonna be like you're not gonna like be able to progress super much in the meditation during this, but I really want you to take this practice with you in the rest of your life, or until you feel like you're done with it. Because you will come to a point, like I have come now, where it's kind of pointless to do metta meditation because I'm always in metta. But at the start, it will not be like that. Like I would suggest you do this for at least 90 days straight without break. No weekends, nothing. Just do it 90 days. Retrain your mind. And you will have days where you do not feel like doing it. And if like when you don't feel like doing it, don't skip it completely. Just do a shorter one. Just do 5 minutes. Do 3 minutes. Just do something. Because if you start skipping days, eventually, like you neural pathways, like let's say you have been doing this for 30 days. You're starting to build those neural pathways in your brain, but then you're like, oh no, this is hard. Let me stop for 1 day. Let me stop for 2 days. Let me stop for 3 days. And then you stop for a week, and then you're back to zero because the old neural pathways are still stronger. So really, really be dedicated to really going in and doing this at start. Because this is gonna like the more you dedicate to this, the more you get out of it. Like if you skip this practice, like nothing's gonna happen. If you do it like 2 minutes a day, not much is gonna happen. Like the more you longer you do it, the more you do it, the better it's gonna be. But obviously, I'm not gonna tell you to do 2 hours at the start. But yeah, it's just something to think about. So another thing that's very, very powerful for awareness is journaling. So it's very simple. There's some guidelines for effective journaling is you never identify with emotions or thoughts. They are not you. Another thing is you want to write this by hand, like on paper, slowly to stay present with the process. And you want to use language that creates separation between you and your experiences. So from now on, I challenge you to never accept negative thoughts that pop up in your mind as true. Like challenge them through awareness that journaling will develop. So for example, for some journal entries, like I was scared when asking my crush out. I felt a emotion of fear when I was asking my crush out, or I felt a feeling of fear when I was asking my crush out. Or instead of my coworker insulted me by saying I'm too slow, right? When my coworker said I was too slow, I noticed thoughts arising that said I'm not good enough, which then brought up feelings of sadness. Does this make sense to everyone? Because this is important that you understand the difference between this? Perfect. 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 Cool. Keep going. We're almost done with this class. Super excited you've been here with me today. So we can also apply awareness in our daily life. So what if tomorrow at work your coworker criticize you? You can notice the trigger, like feel the initial reaction in your body, like tightness, heat, or discomfort. And observe your thoughts. Like I'm noticing thoughts that the criticism this person told me makes me believe I'm inadequate or makes me feel like I'm inadequate. Take a breath and respond thoughtfully. Like you will gain so much more control of your life by just not identifying, excuse me, by not identifying with your thoughts. Like it's insane how much more control you will get over your life and how much happier you'll be. Because if you feel like you're lacking a spark now, like you most likely have a lot of negative thoughts that says like you're inadequate, you're not good enough, like, you give up, you're not worth this or anything. And just creating this distance between your thoughts and really like doing the meditation practice is gonna have a profound change. Then respond from that like awareness instead of being like reacting, instead of getting angry at the coworker, which is not gonna do much at all. Like there's a guy Osho who said like, actually I take that in another class. So what if a loved one says something hurtful? When someone close to you says something painful, awareness offers a different path than your habitual reaction. Especially if you have a girlfriend or a wife, they will be the most triggering people in your life. They will just always find your triggers and poke at them. Even if they don't try to be mean, they will always, it's just how life works. So if you respond, like if she says something like, oh, you didn't do the dishes, and you're like, oh, but I had a horrible day at work, and like you're just reacting instead of responding. Like responding is power, reacting is weak. And then you just bring more fighting into the relationship. It's completely pointless. So when you notice the hurt arising in your body, observe the thoughts that follow. Like they don't care about me. They always do this. And I want you to really, really remember that these thoughts aren't necessarily true. Just patterns. And then I want you to perspective shift a bit and consider what might be happening for the other person. Like, how does this person feel? What is the reason this person is responding like this? And then you choose a response that serves the relationship rather than deepens the wound. And with practice, this awareness becomes your natural way of being in all relationships. So you will be a better friend, a better boyfriend. Like awareness is just so powerful. And the real test of awareness isn't on the meditation cushion. It's like how you navigate the moments of your everyday life. Like, what if you infused awareness and consciousness into every single action? Like, when you eat, notice the flavors, the textures, the sensations of eating. Like, when you walk, feel the ground. How does it feel on the foot? Like, observe the urge to endlessly scroll on your phone instead of reacting to it. And when you approach interactions with this magnetic awareness, your relationships will shift and you listen more deeply, respond more thoughtfully, and connect on a much more profound level. and you start like really, really connecting with someone. You start like really connecting deeply with the person. And all of this like just accumulates, and you get more and more awareness, and you start having like more and more these shifts, like the Limitless scene, which I really suggest you watch after this. And this small act of awareness will transform your entire experience of life. Like, I'm not even kidding right now. Like, colors will become more like vivid when you're walking outside. Things will be more beautiful. Like, it will just be a more colorful life, a more magical life. So, homework. Writing journal the way I told you, by distancing yourself by the thoughts. You can just write it after you go home to work or before going to sleep. It doesn't really matter when you do it. I suggest you do it the same day though, because how you go to sleep is how you're gonna wake up. So if you wake up or you go to sleep in a bad mood, you're gonna wake up in a bad mood. So I really suggest you just do it someday after, like, the absolute best thing you can do is do it immediately after it happens. But if that's not possible, do it when you get home and you have some time. So, for example, you just write, well, when this happened, I noticed I had a thought that said this, and my feeling of this arise, which made me feel dot, 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 dot. And daily meditation. I think you all knew this was coming. I cannot stress how important this is. This is why I've been hammering into this point with meditation so much, especially to start. So, no excuses, daily meditation. Start with 10 minutes, increase by 5 to 10 minutes every week. And if possible, reach 30 minutes as fast as possible for faster results. So they did this, like the Buddhist foundation that I learned from. They noticed that below 30 minutes, like not super much is gonna happen. Like it's really gonna start happening because first your mind will be very like full of thoughts. You will get distracted a lot. And so basically the first 10 minutes of the meditation is not doing much. The next 10, maybe you're starting to get into it, but you're not really into it. And then like you don't want to quit when you're almost into it. Like so really, really try to reach 30 to 45 minutes. 45 minutes is perfect. Like that was apparently like the golden thing for people to reach. Like obviously if you do it longer, it's better, but it's also way harder. And I do not want to strain you. I do not want you to force yourself super hard to sit for 90 minutes. But I do want you to challenge yourself a bit to sit a bit longer than you think. So if you notice that you've been sitting for like, let's say your alarm go off, you put it on 15 minutes, just challenge yourself. Like if it feels hard, just sit 1 or 2 minutes more. Just to challenge yourself a little bit. You don't want to challenge yourself so it gets like, oh, this is super hard, but you want to challenge yourself enough so it's like, yeah, it's a little bit hard. And like I have been like I did a meditation retreat with this nun, and all we did was meditate like the entire day and eat. So I did a 2 hour and 30 minute long meditation. I go back to her. She says, take a walk and then come back. I take a walk and come back. And she says, great, now do 3 hours. And I'm like, really, Sister Kema? Really? You want me to do 3 hour meditation? But that 3 hour meditation was the most insane experience of my life in meditation. It's called Nibbana. Like I reached the cessation in this meditation, which is a very, very deep, profound state. And it's just like resetting your mind. It's basically like if you have a computer, you notice it gets slow with all the cookies and stuff. It's just like you restart the computer. That's kind of what happens when you reach like cessation, even if it's just for like a millisecond. Cool. So in our next session, we will rewire the war in your head. And it's gonna be practical techniques to transform internal conflict and cultivate a mind of peace and clarity, and discover how to identify and interrupt self-defeating thought patterns. Cool. So any questions? This is it for the class.